we want this relationship to go well. Are we allowed to call you Bamboo Brad Miller?
Sure, yeah. No, I definitely will be bringing some bamboo into the clubhouse, the locker, get everything started off on the right foot.
Okay. I know he just said that, and I know you just answered that. I have no clue why he brought that up. Can you explain to me, Brad, why
did
bamboo?
Just kind of spring that on him.
So what's going on with bamboo here?
Yeah, so basically just something I've done for a long time. We've had like Lucky Bamboo growing up, and I was in AA the first time, kind of going through a rough stretch, and so we're like in the mall in like Mississippi, in Pearl, Mississippi, and I found this Lucky Bamboo stand, so I got it, and then like, a month later I'm in the big leagues. So it's just kind of always been something like a trick up my sleeve when things are going, not great. You can pull it out, and then in 2019 I got traded to Philadelphia, and they were in first place. I'm walking into the clubhouse. I'm all fired up. I mean, we're leading the NL East there in June. This is awesome. And I show up, and we lose like 7 out of 8 games.
Oh, no.
And I was like, and I wasn't playing or anything, but I'm like, everybody's going to think like I need to contribute somehow. We were just getting kicked, and so I went in Philadelphia, downtown Philadelphia, and found some Lucky Bamboo with my wife, and brought it to the field. And like some reporters asked me about it, and I was kind of, half kidding, half serious. I'm like, yeah, we're going to win tonight, because I think it was like a 7 or 8 game losing streak. And I'm like, we're going to win tonight. And we didn't just win. It was like this dramatic, like, walk-off, come-from-behind win against the Mets that night. Well, then the next day I go back and get some more bamboo. Well, we walk it off again. And then the next day I go and get, like, a huge plant for the clubhouse, and we walk it off again.
What?
So we had 3 walk-offs in a row. And, Philly is a crazy sports town. The fans are passionate and in there, so they kind of took it and ran with it. And from then on, I was Bamboo Brad, I guess. But it was fun.
This is amazing.
I told you.
And now it's all I want to do forever for the Rangers is make sure there's bamboo around. So here's the deal. I know that stuff grows like crazy. Like I've seen it. I have a neighbor.
It's like it's on trees.
Really? Did you really just?
Yeah.
All right, Brad. We're back to you now. I have a neighbor that has it growing all around their house. Should I just go steal a bunch of it and bring it to you? Is that how you want, or do you want me to ask them first?
Stolen? I don't know if stolen bamboo. It might kind of cancel out there the luck. But yeah, I got to get to work. Matt Moore is here in camp with us, and he was my locker mate in Philly. So he asked me, he's like, "So did you bring the plant?" And I'm like, "Well, Matt, it's a bamboo. It's bamboo." But yes, I'm going to bring it. I'm going to bring all the different skits I got because hey, the season's long. It's it can be a little up and down. So you got to keep it light and always have a little luck on your side.
I don't know if I'm misinterpreting this, but it sure did sound like in that reenactment there was a lot of disdain in Matt Moore's voice when he asked if you brought that plan. Was that true?
No, I think he was more just kind of making fun of me a little bit. Matt stays on me. He's a good friend and keeps me in check. So I have like essential oil diffuser. I got like a bamboo plant. So he's like, "Well, what's going on in here? This is a lot." But yeah, I'm a weird guy, so it's all good.
No, we love weird around here on the K&C Masterpiece. That's for sure.
Hold on, just 1 second,
what
Corey.
Do you mean?
You said that you love Bamboo Brad, and my co-host is on your side, but we do need to address one more thing from a long time ago. Back in the day, the Texas Rangers drafted you in 2008.
Oh, yeah.
But you did not come here. The critics have been demanding us to ask this for 14 years, or it just came up this morning. You decided to go to college and get an education and be awesome at baseball in college. Explain yourself to the people.
Well, simply put, I just was not good enough. I mean, the 39th round, you're not some stud getting drafted in the 39th round. So I was so fired up, honestly, just to even get picked out of high school. It was amazing. But yeah, I think I was physically, mentally, just everything, like I needed to grow up a little bit. So there was no, ill will towards the Rangers, obviously, but yeah, they were great just to get picked. At the time, John Hart lives in the same town I grew up in. So, that was pretty cool, a little connection there. But yeah, I was going to go to school, and, I ended up finding my way back. So it's perfect.
Dude, he could have brought the Bamboo to the World Series those couple of years. Maybe it would have been the difference if he'd have been here. Well, either way, glad you're here. I'm kind of curious because Kevin and I usually get to go out to Surprise and get to cover it there. This year, obviously, was a little bit different, but you've been back and forth. Which spring training facility do you like more, Florida or the Arizona bit?
Ooh. I'm a Florida guy. I'm from Florida, but for me, it's Arizona. Obviously these facilities are beautiful out here, the travel, and like I said, maybe just because I have Florida, for the most part, it's like, it gives us something to switch up. But I love the proximity of all the parks, the ball flies, of course, out here. But yeah, I'm a big fan of Arizona, and now I think however many springs it's been for me, I'm about even now, about split between Florida and Arizona. So, definitely excited to be back out here.
Talk with Brad Miller right here on 105.3 The Fan. What just for people who are obviously we've already gotten to know a lot of your personality and really appreciate having you on, but for people who want to know more about you on the field, what do you think that you can bring to the Texas Rangers?
Yeah, I think I'm going to fit right in. I think I was talking with Woody yesterday about just kind of the style of play we want to have, and something they've been, preaching the last few years. I'm aggressive. I play all out. I wear my heart on my sleeve. I'm pretty intense. I'm kind of, a little less serious off the field, and like to have a good time in the clubhouse and joke around with the guys, but on the field, I'm kind of crazy sometimes. So, I'm just excited to get out there and play hard, and bring some energy to the team. So I think I'm going to fit right in.
Feels like a 40 bomb season, Kevin. That's what I
oh
just kind of heard you say right
40?
there.
Wow.
I love homers. That is one thing. I am on the record. You can quote this. I love home runs. Love homers.
Okay, I'm really curious about this because Mike Bassick, former pro pitcher for the Rangers and Mets and now the Guardians at this point, but he's usually on with us during the week as well. And we talk about this all the time, the way baseball's changed and is launch angles so important, home runs are so important. And I guess I'm an old school kind of baseball guy where I'm like, getting runners on base and applying pressure to the pitcher by having guys that can steal bases is still important to me. And I just how has that changed over the last 14 years, the way baseball is looked at the plate?
Yeah, it's all important. You're right. I think playing good baseball at the end of the day is what's most important. But when you talk about, winning games, I think obviously you got to score more runs, and it's going to sound, pretty simple, but that's why I love home runs. It is automatic. It's a run. You hit a single, you got to there's still a lot more work to be done, and these guys on the mound are good, better than they've ever been. These guys in the field are better than they've ever been. So, in all seriousness, slugging the baseball is really important, meaning hitting doubles, hitting triples, hitting homers, because that is your best chance at scoring runs. So it definitely has developed, over the years, but I think the game in general is just getting smarter. I think these front offices, coaching staffs just have a lot of knowledge about what's the best way to win this game and score runs or prevent runs. That's part of it. It's a home run, there's no defender there. Whereas I have enough at bats where these teams know exactly where I hit the ball. Mm-hmm. But they're not allowed to catch it in the stands, so that's always a good place to aim.
New Rangers infielder Brad Miller joined us here on the K&C Masterpiece on 105.3 The Fan. Yes, you have a look on your face, Kevin.
I was just curious if we were going to ask. I feel like we have built a good rapport, but there's still time to ruin it.
Yeah.
And so
You're about to I had a really good baseball question.
Okay,
and you're about
do you want to ask your baseball question
gonna
before I ruin it?
Yeah, Brad, just know
Okay.
he's going to ruin it next.
I'm sorry.
All right, everything's going well right now. We around here are very excited about obviously Corey Seager and Marcus Simeon joining this team and being kind of like that future of what we get to see as Texas Rangers baseball. We've grown up here. We were born and raised here in the area, always been Rangers fans, so we're excited about this, and a lot of Rangers fans are too. When you found out you were coming to Texas and that those two guys were here and, the rest of this group, what was your initial thought about playing with those two guys?
Those two guys are about as professional and as good of an example, for every player, kids out there. I mean, these guys are obviously incredible players, right? They've earned everything they've gotten, all-stars and MVP votes and all that. But these guys are like, as far as respect from peers, I mean, these guys have it. They go about their business. They are great teammates. They work hard. They do everything the right way. They're really easy to root for. So that's what I just saw kind of the quality of player and person that the Rangers were targeting, and it's like, all right, I want to be a part of that.
Do you often or ever get confused for the former Sacramento Kings, Brad Miller?
Brad. I told you.
Or is this like the 50 millionth time somebody's asked that, and now our rapport has gone to crap?
No, I feel like he's, obviously, I know him growing up, Kings, the Pacers, big old boy, 7-footer. And I feel like not enough people remember Brad Miller. So, he was in Bulls. I think he played for the Bulls a little bit too.
He did.
Yeah. So between that and I think like I'm also a Republican senator from North Carolina.
Oh.
That's the big three of Brad Millers out there right now as far as I know. But I don't get enough Brad Miller basketball questions. So no, totally fair to ask that.
Do you feel like you know more about Brad Miller, the basketball player, because of the shared name? Because you did seem to have a whole lot of information about him ready to go.
Yeah, I mean, growing up, you're a kid and a guy with your name is like, you're playing him in video games and he's, in the NBA. It was pretty cool. But, he was much taller than I am. I don't know what he's doing out there, but I hope all is well in retirement life for the other Brad Miller.
Now, you mentioned, and I made sure to look it up, Brad Miller, the politician, Brad Miller, the basketball player.
Okay.
If you could help lead the Texas Rangers to their first ever World Series championship, do you think that would make you the greatest Brad Miller?
Yes.
I mean, in Texas, I would have to be, right?
Absolutely.
For sure.
Gosh, that would be a dream come true. It truly is it's an exciting time, I think, for the Texas Rangers, and all seriousness, really just can't believe it. It's a dream come true to be here and to sign with this team. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
And then one more question about baseball in all seriousness. After an off season in which a lot of questions, even up until like a week ago, how great is it that games are now starting? I know it's still spring training, but we got it right here on the Fan. How exciting is that?
No doubt. And that's really, obviously, these different business things, mechanisms within the game, they're definitely, important, right? You kind of have to let them play out. But really, I mean, the exciting part is just for the fans of baseball. I'm a fan of baseball. I'm a huge fan. So, just for the fans of baseball, for the players, our game impacts so many, people positively. So to be back, I think they did a great job, at least, finding a way to come to an agreement, something that was fair, and we played out the process. But now it's just, I'm so happy it's behind us and we can actually play some games.